All right, strap in, everyone, because today we're going deep on something pretty unique.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's called 12-foot-beer, 12 cards, 12-flection.
Okay.
And it's basically like someone's notes for a whole rap album concept.
Interesting.
But here's the twist. The whole thing is about this subpersonality the creator calls Mac, and how Mac explores different parts of, I guess, like their personality.
So it's like self-discovery through music.
Exactly. It's 10 tracks, each with its own sound and meaning.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've even got the full lyrics for each one.
So we're really getting a glimpse into, like, the inner workings of this person's mind.
Right. And from what I've seen, we're going to encounter some pretty big themes, like identity, resilience, connection.
Sounds deep.
Oh, it is. And there were even some lighter, funnier moments, too.
Well, I'm intrigued. Where do we even start with something like this?
Well, I think the best place to start is at the beginning.
Makes sense.
Track 1. Big Bank Hank.
Okay, so what's the vibe?
Oh, it's got that classic golden era hip-hop energy.
You know, I love that sounds.
Me too. It just makes you want, like, get up and conquer the world, you know?
Totally. It's so infectious.
And that chorus, what you gonna do today? I can't get it out of my head.
Catchy for sure.
And the lyrics totally match that energy, like skateboarding, making videos with friends.
Like a snapshot of youth.
Yeah. And there's even a line about becoming legends on the tube by the end of the night.
Ha. Love it.
Pure ambition, right?
So we're starting off with this, like, youthful, optimistic energy.
Definitely. But then things shift a bit with track 2, The Blurred Life.
The blurred life, what's that about?
So this track dives into the experience of being a black nerd, or blurred.
Okay, now that's interesting.
It uses that kind of, that hip-hop style that's popular in nerd culture, I guess.
So like nerdcore.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's full of those nostalgic references, Saturday morning cartoons, Game Boy Color, Pokemon cards.
Oh, the memories.
But then it also touches on that feeling of, like, not quite fitting in.
Like you're straddling two worlds.
Exactly. Like balancing those nerdy interests
Yeah.
with the pressure to fit in socially.
That's got to be tough.
There's this line that really captures that struggle. Half jock, half geek, caught in the maze.
Ooh, yeah. I feel that.
So, you know, we're already seeing different facets of Mac's personality emerging.
Yeah, it's getting complex.
Now, get ready for this linguistic aesthetics. Track 3 is basically a rap battle, but not the kind you'd expect.
Oh, how so?
Instead of being competitive, it's more like a cooperative showcase of, like, lyrical skill and wordplay.
That's a cool twist.
It's almost like two master chess players, you know, collaborating on a beautiful game instead of trying to checkmate each other.
I like that analogy.
Their wordplay is seriously mind-blowing.
And any lines that stand out?
Oh, tons. But one that really got me was Blackwood in the backwoods smoking on syntax.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Right. This whole track is just a celebration of language and creativity.
Gotta appreciate that.
Okay, ready for a change of pace? Track 4, Frugal Life Anthem, brings in some humor.
Oh, good. I need a laugh.
This one's got that laid-back, underground hip-hop vibe.
Okay, I'm picturing like a chill beat.
And the lyrics are all about embracing a non-materialistic lifestyle.
So like finding joy in the simple things.
Exactly. It's super relatable, like living with your parents, going on Taco Bell dates, you know.
We've all been there.
And the humor is so self-aware.
Any lines that sum that up?
Oh, yeah. There's this one. My life's like ramen cheap, warm, and funny.
Huh. That's perfect.
It's a reminder that you don't need a lot of money to be happy.
Preach.
Okay, buckle up again, because Daredevil, the next track, is a total shift in energy.
Ooh, bring it on.
This one is aggressive rap, all the way.
You're intense.
You can just feel that raw energy and determination in the lyrics.
What's it about?
Well, it's all about resilience, pushing boundaries, never backing down.
Sounds like an anthem for anyone going through a tough time.
It is. It's like Mac is channeling that inner daredevil, taking risks, turning pain into power.
Like a fighter.
Yeah, and one line that really gives me chills is, blood, sweat, tears. That's my sacrifice of kings. I'll build an empire of bars. Watch me spread my wings.
Wow, that's powerful stuff.
Right. Talk about ambition.
So we've got youthful energy, struggles with identity, a celebration of language, embracing simplicity, and now pure grit and determination.
And we're not done yet. Track 6, Class Clown, takes us in a more introspective direction.
Oh, okay, a little more inward looking.
Yeah, it's a blend of storytelling and rap, and it dives into the emotions behind humor.
Interesting.
Right? It's not just about making people laugh.
There's some more to it.
Right. It's about seeking validation, maybe even masking some deeper insecurities.
Like a defense mechanism.
Yeah. And there's this line that really hit me. Liz smiles when I'm crude, but does she see me at all?
Oh,
It's like Mac is searching for a connection that goes beyond just surface
a
laughter.
genuine connection.
Exactly. And that exploration of vulnerability continues in Wither and Bloom, track 7.
Wither and bloom. I like the sound of that.
It's a very conversational rap style, and it reflects on growth, pain, and resilience.
Heavy stuff.
But it's done so beautifully, using these metaphors from nature, like storms, rain, blooming.
To illustrate those themes.
Yeah, it's like the song acknowledges that life isn't always easy,
There are going to be storms.
But it's through those tough times that we grow and discover our strength.
You come out stronger on the other side.
And there's a line that I think everyone can relate to. What's a story without the struggle? A plot line with no twist.
It's true. It's those challenges that make us who we are.
And speaking of challenges, the next track, In My Skin, really gets into the complexities of identity and self-acceptance.
Okay, this is getting personal.
It is, and it focuses on Mac's experience as a black man in a world that doesn't always make it easy.
It's an important perspective to explore.
Definitely. Mac even talks about being the only black person on his hockey team
Wow.
and how that impacted his sense of self, always searching for that feeling of belonging.
Like you said, it's complex.
It is. And that feeling is captured perfectly in this repeated line, maybe one day I'll be at home in my skin.
So powerful. It's that desire to just fully embrace who you are.
Exactly. But this album isn't just about introspection and vulnerability.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. We've just begun. Track 9 is a total call to action.
Interesting.
It's got that old school hip-hop vibe, and it's all about representation, empowerment, and reclaiming narratives.
So it's about shaping the future.
Yes, and demanding more authentic representation, taking control of your own story.
That's a message that resonates with so many people.
Absolutely. There's this one line, they sold the hood like it's Hollywood hype.
Ooh, that's sharp.
Right. It's about challenging those limited narratives that get imposed on communities.
To taking back ownership.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally we have Pay Homage, the last track on the album.
All right, how does it end?
This one is more reflective, using that boom bap style to pay tribute to those who came before.
Like a thank you to his influences.
Yeah, and especially to his family, particularly his father.
Always got to give love to the fam.
Right. And there are these beautiful personal touches in the lyrics, like you can just feel the gratitude.
Are you getting specific?
Oh yeah, this line really stuck with me. Dad's worn-out upholstery told stories of drives to cold arenas at dawn where the passion survives.
Wow, I can picture it.
It paints such a vivid picture of sacrifice and dedication.
The things we do for the people we love.
So we've just gone through 10 tracks, each one a glimpse into Mac's world.
And it's been a wild ride.
It has. We've got youthful energy, we've got identity struggles, we've got humor, introspection, social commentary.
A whole spectrum of human experience.
And what's really amazing is that the creator of 12-footbeer 12ecords 12eflection actually gives us some more insight in a reflection section.
Oh, cool. Like behind-the-scenes commentary.
Right. And they talk about how the album, through Mac, explores these big themes like identity, resilience, and connection.
Which we've definitely seen throughout the tracks.
And they're very intentional about using Mac specifically to explore Black identity.
Makes sense, given the themes we've seen.
And they really want to encourage these open conversations about race and identity.
Important topics, for sure.
And they stress the importance of respect and enjoying life, too.
Finding that balance.
So there you have it, folks. That's part 1 of our deep dive into 12-footbeer 12ecords 12eflection.
I'm already hooked. What's next?
Well, now that we've got a feel for each individual track, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the overarching themes and how it all ties together.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Welcome back. We took a whirlwind tour through Mac's world.
10 tracks, each with its own flavor.
It's amazing how much emotion and experience is packed into this fictional album.
Yeah, it's like a whole lifetime squeezed into 10 songs.
So now that we've got a taste of each track,
A little sampler platter.
let's step back and see the bigger picture,
Okay, zoom out.
What are the threads that connect these songs? What's the overall message? What do you think? Well, one thing that jumps out is identity, right? Like, Mac is on this constant quest to figure out who he is, where he belongs.
Yeah, that's front and center from the start.
The Blurred Life really lays it out there, trying to navigate those different worlds, being a black nerd.
So relatable, honestly.
Totally. And then it gets even deeper in My Skin.
Ooh, that one was powerful.
The struggle to feel comfortable in your own skin when the world makes you feel like you don't quite fit in.
It's like a universal longing,
Definitely. And that line, maybe one day I'll be at home in my skin. It just stays with you.
But it's not all just internal struggles, right?
Right. Mac's identity is also shaped by the world around him, how society sees him.
And how systems try to define him.
Exactly. That's where We've Just Begun comes in, with that call for authentic representation, taking control of your own narrative.
Owning your story.
Yeah. It's like he's saying, look, we're more than just the stories you've been told about us.
We're complex, we're multifaceted, we're going to define ourselves.
Exactly. So we've got identity, both internal and external.
A constant push and pull.
Now, another big theme that hit me was resilience.
Oh yeah, Mac goes through a lot in these songs.
He does. Setbacks, challenges, moments of doubt.
But he always seems to find a way to bounce back.
Stronger each time.
Like a rubber band snapping back.
I love that.
Yeah.
Daredevil is like the ultimate anthem for that,
Embracing risk, turning pain into power.
Refusing to be held back.
And it's not just about outward strength either.
Right. Like even in Class Clown, where he's pretty vulnerable.
You can feel that inner strength, that determination to keep
To keep going, despite the uncertainty.
Wither and Bloom is a beautiful illustration of that too.
I love those nature metaphors.
Storms and rain leading to growth and glooming.
It's like a cycle, right? You got to go through the tough stuff to reach your full potential.
And it makes me think about this other thread that runs through the whole album.
What's that?
Connection. Community.
Oh, for sure. Like
Wow.
in Big Bang Hank, the joy of friendship is so central.
The real flex is the love where you came from.
Such a good line. It reminds us that we need those people in our lives.
Those connections that ground us, support us.
And even when Mac is feeling lonely or isolated, there's that yearning for something deeper.
A genuine connection.
Like in Class Clown, that desire to be truly seen.
And then, of course, there's pay homage.
That beautiful tribute to family, to those who came before.
Honoring their legacy.
Recognizing that we're all part of something bigger.
It's amazing, right? This fictional album telling one person's story.
Mac's story.
But it touches on these universal human experiences.
Identity, resilience, connection.
Things we all grapple with, no matter who we are.
And the creator is very intentional about using this platform to talk about race and identity, too.
It's woven into the very fabric of the album.
They're inviting us to have those conversations, to
Ah.
think critically about how we see ourselves and how others see us.
To challenge those limited narratives that society tries to impose on us.
And they do it all through music, which has this amazing power to connect people.
To build empathy, to spark dialogue.
And what's really cool is that they don't shy away from the hard
The
stuff.
struggles, the complexities.
But they also remind us to celebrate the good stuff, to find joy in the journey.
to connect, to create, to keep pushing forward.
So I've covered a lot of ground here.
We've gone from individual tracks to overarching themes.
From Mac's personal journey to these universal human experiences.
And as we head into the final part of our deep dive,
The grand finale.
I want to leave you with this question. How can we move beyond simply acknowledging our differences
Beyond just talking about
to actually creating a more inclusive and equitable world?
a world where everyone feels seen and valued.
It's a big question, but I think this album gives us some clues.
I'm ready to dive into that. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into 12ootbeer 12ecords 12eflection.
We've come a long way.
We have, from individual tracks to those overarching themes.
And now we're tackling that big question the creator posed.
How do we create a more inclusive and equitable world? Not just acknowledge our differences, but really move beyond that.
It's a big one, but I think Mac's story gives us some answers, some pathways forward.
Okay, I'm ready. What can we learn from Mac's journey?
Well, one thing that really stands out is that emphasis on self-awareness.
Like really looking inward.
Yeah, being willing to confront those insecurities, vulnerabilities.
And biases even.
Exactly. Mac doesn't shy away from that.
We see it in the Blurred Life, wrestling with that dual identity.
And in Class Clown, unpacking all those emotions behind the humor.
Not afraid to ask those tough questions.
And by being so open and honest about his own struggles, Mac invites us to do the same,
Like, hey, it's okay to not have all the answers.
You're constantly learning and growing.
So self-awareness is like the foundation, right? But then, how do we turn that awareness into action?
That's where reclaiming narratives comes in.
We've just begun.
Yeah. Mac isn't content to accept those limited portrayals, those stereotypes.
He's demanding something more authentic.
He wants to control his own story, and he wants that for his community, too.
It's like he's saying, don't speak for us, let us speak for ourselves.
Powerful stuff.
And it's not just about speaking out, it's about creating new narratives.
Like Mac is doing with this entire album.
Expressing himself, sharing his perspective.
And making space for others to do the same.
That open exchange, that feels crucial to building understanding between people.
It's about recognizing that everyone has a story, and those stories deserve to be heard.
Okay, so we've got self-awareness, reclaiming narratives.
Mm.
What else is there?
Well, I think empathy is a huge part of it.
Oh yeah, that sense of connection, like in Big Bang Hank, with the celebration of friendship.
Or even Class Clown, where
Yeah.
Mac is longing for that validation, that real connection.
It's a reminder that but we all need that, you know, to feel seen and understood.
Exactly. Despite our differences, we all share that fundamental human need.
So empathy, being able to see the world through someone else's eyes,
That's the key to moving beyond judgment and prejudice.
connecting on a human level.
So if we combine those things, self-awareness, reclaiming narratives, empathy, it feels like we're starting to build a roadmap.
A path towards a more inclusive world.
It's not easy, but it's essential.
And 12-foot-beer, 12 chords, 12-flection shows us that music can be a part of that. I
Yeah.
can spark those conversations, challenge our assumptions.
And connect us in ways that nothing else can.
It's like we started with this fictional rap album,
This glimpse into Mac's world.
and we ended up exploring these huge questions about identity, inclusion, social change.
It's the power of art, right?
It makes you think, it makes you feel, it makes you want to do something.
And hopefully this deep dive has given you some things to think about.
Some new ideas, some new perspectives.
Keep questioning, keep creating, keep connecting.
And remember, like Max says, we've just begun.
The journey continues.
Thanks for diving deep with us.